11,000 years, Native Americans lived around the lake, hunting the bison that came here to drink. The primitive weapons they left behind reveal the position of their settlements. Archaeologists have collected these arrowheads and mapped their locations. The arrowheads show that the native villages moved back and forth 6 times over the last 15,000 years as the edge of the lake rose and fell. The rise and fall of the caldera shows that the volcano is active. That makes it a massive ticking time bomb. If it erupts, it could be the biggest blast in the history of mankind. For the first time, naked science can show you what will happen if Yellowstone erupts. It's a dramatic spectacle, and the result would be no fun at all. Yellowstone National Park is sitting on a time bomb. A supervolcano so large that it could throw debris 15 miles high, trigger monster avalanches, and generally wreak havoc. To see if the United States could survive a Yellowstone super eruption, naked science needed to know just how big that eruption would be. We traveled to London to meet Bill McGuire, one of the world's leading experts on volcanoes.
A supervolcano generates the biggest explosive eruptions that we've ever seen.
Geologists measure eruptions using the Volcanic Explosivity Index.
It's a little bit like a volcanic Richter scale, and it runs from 0 up to 8.
At level 1 are tiny eruptions throwing 350,000 cubic feet of ash into the air. Level 2 eruptions are slightly bigger, like this blast from Mount Etna in Sicily. This volcano in New Zealand, ejecting enough ash to fill 58 football stadiums, is a level 3. The 1883 eruption of Krakatoa in Indonesia was a level 6. A supervolcano? Make that level 8.
Each point on that scale represents an eruption 10 times bigger than the one below.
Mount St. Helens was a 5. A super eruption is at least 1,000 times bigger. But what factors make supervolcanoes like Yellowstone so explosive? The answer lies in the type of magma or molten rock that triggers the eruption. Quiet volcanoes, like Kilauea in Hawaii, have a very runny magma called basalt. When the magma reaches the surface, any gases trapped within it escape gently. There's no violent eruption. But the magma beneath Yellowstone is completely different. It contains larger amounts of a substance called silica, which can bind vast quantities of explosive gas into the magma.
If you combine that binding phenomenon with lots of gas, then you have a recipe for a really big explosion.
A supervolcano isn't just the world's biggest bomb. It's a bomb that throws smaller bombs. To see what sort of bang it would make, you need to compare it to the largest man-made explosions ever. This is the most powerful bomb ever detonated by the United States. It's the Castle Bravo hydrogen bomb, set off on Bikini Atoll in 1954. But at 15 megatons, it's still 160 times smaller than a supervolcano eruption. This is the world's biggest bomb. In 1961, the Soviet Air Force dropped a 50-megaton bomb over Novaya Zemlya in the Arctic Ocean. The mushroom cloud rose above the stratosphere, and the shock wave traveled 3 times around the Earth. Imagine an eruption 50 times bigger than this. and you have a supervolcano. Any way you look at it, that kind of eruption would be a very nasty surprise. So how will the emergency services know that a super eruption is on the way? All volcanoes warn us that they are about to erupt.